Welcome, basketball fans. You are watching iFIBER 1 Sports. We are here on the campus of Big Bend Community College here in Moses Lake, Washington. We are here at the Big Bend Holiday Classic. This game is going to be between the Big Bend Runnin' Vikes and the Blue Mountain Timberwolves. This game is going to be tape delayed. We are currently in the process of upgrading our equipment back at our Euphrates studio. Along with this upgrading equipment, you will be seeing a new news set as we broadcast our news on iFIBER1.com. Even though we are taking a break right now from our live news for this upgrade on the news studio, we are still giving you up-to-minute local news reports at www.iFIBER1.com. Let us go ahead right now and take a break to thank some of our sponsors, and we'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back. You're watching iFIBER 1 Sports, part of iFIBER Communications, home of the fastest internet in the nation. We are here on the campus of Big Bend Community College at the Big Bend second annual Holiday Classic tournament, where we have had 8 colleges, 2 from Canada, 6 from the region, and 3 high schools converge on the campus of Big Bend Community College for this tournament. The high school teams earlier today, we were able to see the JV and the varsity boys of Moses Lake High School take on the Pascal High School Bulldogs. We were very great to come away with wins in both of those situations. The JV game handled the Pascal Bulldogs with a score of 66-48. Right after the JV game, we went right down to start the varsity game, had a great turnout, and the varsity team was able to take care of the Pascal High Bulldogs 66-54. It's a really great opportunity for high schools in the area to be able to come to a college campus and play on a college court and get their experience in the big time with the announcer. The melodious tones of Dale Casebolt has been here doing the announcing for the games. You know, this season has been one that has been off to a good start for the Big Bend Runnin' Vikings. I was able to talk to Coach Poth before the game about how he feels this beginning of the preseason has gone and where he feels the team has to go. And he had mentioned that he has got a very, very young team. He has a couple returners from last team, but none of them are starters that were on last year's team. And so this team has been one of having to work together and to find their own identity as a team. But you know what? They're off to an excellent start right now. Currently in the polls, they are ranked 6th in the NWAC with actually a winning percentage of 9 wins and 3 losses. Last night they took on Douglas College of New Westminster, British Columbia, and they came away with a huge win. They won that game 96-59 over Douglas College, which brings them to the second round today against the Blue Mountain Timberwolves. The Vikings last night had a pretty decent night from the free throw line, hitting 60%. They had a 43.8% field goal and a 26% from the three-point range. I asked Coach what he thought the issue was there, whereas they put up 23 three-point shots but only made 6 of them. And it was just a game to where they were able just to take a lot of shots. So the percentages aren't really indicative of how the Vikings played. They were able to have a lot of success last night with the press breaker, to where they were able to really take care of the Douglas and to hold them back, and it gave them a lot of fast break points coming from that. In their division within the NWAC, at a record of 9-3, they are second. You know, speaking of the success of the Vikings, the Lady Vikings are off to a huge start. They recently, I believe back in the weekend of the 14th and 15th, went back to a tournament at Whatcom College, and they actually went undefeated and won the tournament. Talking to Coach Preston Wilkes before the season, he was a little unsure on how well this team would be able to come together, being as he himself does not have many returners, and so obviously being in a community college setting with only freshmen and sophomores on the team, there's a lot of kids from a lot of different high schools that have joined the team. And that cohesiveness of being able to come together as a team was a big question for Coach Wilkes. But as we've seen, they won the tournament and they won their last game against the Indian College. And so right now we're looking for a very excellent season. And so we just have to continue to work on the small things, and we'll go from there. At this time, why don't we go ahead and take another break, and we'll be back. You're watching iFIBER 1 Sports. Welcome back. You're watching iFIBER 1 Sports here on Channel 1 for you subscribers, and you could also view this via the internet at iFIBER1.com. We are here on the campus of Big Bend Community College for tonight's game between the Big Bend Vikings and the Blue Mountain Timberwolves. You are watching iFIBER 1 Sports, and it starts now. Welcome back to Big Bend Community College. We are here at the gym on the campus getting ready for a game between the Big Bend Vikings and the Blue Mountain Timberwolves. We are excited to be here today at the Big Bend Holiday Classic, to where we've been able to have 3 days of tournament basketball. Let's turn it over now as we listen to Dale Casebold announce the teams. And they do put on quite the show here at Big Bend Community College. Dale Casebold and the Big Bend Associated Student Body have worked together to put together a light show and to put together the starting lineups, and it is really a great show they put on here. You're going to really have to get down here sometime and watch a game here at Big Bend Community College. Teams are at center court now, shaking hands, getting ready to tip off. Gathering up the starting lineups. The tip-off goes to the Big Bend Vikings, and here we go. Number 4, Brandon Westerndorf, dribbling the ball. Pass it off to Kyle Neal, shoots and misses there. Timberwolves have the ball, bringing it up. Have it on the right-hand side. Number 23, Nate Walker, dribbles in. Passes the ball, but passes it right to a Viking, to number 4, Brendan Westendorf. He drives and looked like a foul to me, but the refs didn't see it the other way. Ball gets knocked out of bounds, and it looks like it's going to stay Viking ball. Westendorf puts the ball in to Kyle Neal, who gives it right back to him. Passing over to Kevin Walker, who passes it back out to Brendan Westendorf. He dribbles the inside, kicks it out to Kyle Neal, shoots for a three-pointer just off. Rebound bouncing around, comes away to the Timberwolves. Darius Butler brings it down, passes it off to Dalen Martin. Gets the ball a little bit, and Westendorf comes up with the steal. Kyle Neal looking on inside to Ryan Page. Ryan Page's pass is intercepted by Jaqueen Coleman. Jaqueen Coleman, he's a freshman guard out of Cheyenne High School in Las Vegas, Nevada. Foul is on Brendan Westendorf, his first, the team foul, number 1 for the Vikings. Jacqueline Coleman connects on the free throw, making it a three-point play. Your score is Timberwolves 3, Vikings 0. Westendorf drives to the middle, score! Took a right to the rack on there, just laid it prettily off the backboard, and gives the Vikings their first score. Vikings 2, Timberwolves 3. We've got a whistle right here. We've got a foul called on number 14 of the Vikings, Brandon Funston. Our starters for tonight's game was number 2, Kevin Walker out of Rexburg, Idaho. Number 4, Brendan Westendorf out of Kent, Washington. Number 14, Brandon Funston from Orville, Washington. Number 21, Kyle Neal out of Rigby, Idaho. And number 32, Ryan Page out of Las Vegas, Nevada. The Vikings have gotten the ball back and are now working it around the perimeter. Brendan Westendorf got it into the basket there. Vikings now have a 1-point lead as the Vikings are up 4-3 over the Timberwolves. Number 1, Dylan Martin of the Timberwolves shoots and retrieves his own rebound. Jaquan Coleman passes it over to Darius Butler, who misses, and Brendan Westendorf comes down with the rebound. Bringing it up on the left-hand side, drives strong to the basket. Soft little layup and connects. Big Bend Vikings 6, Timberwolves 3. Timberwolves have it at the top of the key, right at center court. Guard Jaquan Coleman calling the play. They get it, they pass it over. Oh, there we go, Vikings steal. Brandon Funston got right in there and got that ball. Kyle Neal dribbles into the inside, gets his own rebound and connects. Takes the Vikings up 8 to 3. We'll have a 30-second timeout, and we're going to stick right here Want to introduce you to the starters for the Blue Mountain Community College Timberwolves. Wearing number 0 is Darius Butler. He's out of Murrieta, California. Dylan Martin wears number 1 out of Temecula, California. Number 3 guard, their point guard, Jacqueline Coleman, who we've seen a lot of right early, is out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Along with number 23, Nate Walker out of Blackfoot, Idaho. Teams get out of their timeout huddles. We have got Timberwolf basketball over on their end of the court. Tyler Adams out of Barrow, Alaska has entered the game for the Timberwolves. Jacqueline Coleman's calling the play from up top. Dribbles to just the top of the elbow, shoots and scores. Bringing the score to 8-5. Vikings still on top. Brendan Westendorf tries to dribble in and tries to pass. His pass deflected. Timberwolves come out with it. Jacqueline Coleman takes it, dishes it off to Darius Butler, who misses it. Kyle Neal gets the rebound, gets it out to Brendan Westendorf, who brings it up the left side. Ryan Page delivers it and scores, bringing the Vikings up 10-5. You know, Ryan Page didn't start out the season playing. He's had a little bit of a herniated disc, I hear, but the doctors say that he's okay to play, and I talked to him before the game, and he says, you know what, it's just time for me to just play through the pain. He opted not to get the surgery at this time, and he is one of the returning players for Big Bend from last year's team. And he's looking to put a lot of important minutes for us. Darius Butler out of Murrieta, California, drives the basket and draws the foul. Kyle Neal gets called with the foul, his first and third team foul for the Vikings. Darius Butler makes the basket, converting on a 3-point play, brings them to within 2. Vikings 10, Timberwolves 8. Kyle Neal enters the ball into Brendan Westendorf. Brendan Westendorf is lost his man and got a nice pass off to Ryan Page. His shot was blocked by the Timberwolves' Nate Walker out of Blackfoot, Idaho. He got up pretty high to stop that, but in the process, he knocked it out of bounds, and so the Vikings will retain the ball. Number 2, Kevin Walker to inbound the ball for the Vikings. Number 24, Shane Owens of the Timberwolves has entered the game. Westendorf gets it inside to Kyle Neal, who lays it softly off the backboard for 2 points. Vikings 12, Timberwolves 8. Timberwolves swing the ball around the outside, looking for that penetration in. He's looking still on the outside, trying to look for that shot. Darius Butler shoots a 3 and misses. Kevin Walker comes down with the rebound and gets it out to Brendan Westendorf, who lifts up his thumb and calls the play. Thinks about driving in, decides not to. Number 22, Kamen McCullough, out of Rigby, Idaho, has entered the game for the Vikings. We have a steal, and some good passing by the Vikings. Nice job. Kevin Walker steals the ball, passes it up to Brendan Westendorf, who passes it over to Ryan Page, who lays it off the backboard and gets it done. We have a handball violation on the Timberwolves. Turnover to the Vikings. Dallin Martin for the Timberwolves re-enters the game. Kyle Need enters the ball into Brendan Westendorf, who gets it over to Ryan Page at the top of the key. Gets it over to Kevin Walker, who looks inside. They want to keep looking into the middle, it looks like. Kyle Neal doesn't find anything, says, you know what, I'll try a three. Doesn't quite get the three. Rebound, Darius Butler for the Timberwolves. Darius brings it down. Looks passing it around the outside. Darius Butler drives it. Oh, there's a block by Ryan Page. He just swatted that ball and says, not now. But Shane Owens of the Timberwolves got the rebound and connects on the basket. We now have a score of Big Bend 14, Blue Mountain 10. Just under 13 minutes left in the half as Kyle Neal drives and passes off to Ryan Page. But Kyle Neal is called for the charge after looking like getting poked in the eye. That's his second foul, fourth team foul on the Vikings. Coach Poth over on the side voicing his frustration that his player got poked in the eye, but the foul was still called on him. Timberwolves have brought down the ball. Number 20, Tyler Adams out of Barrow, Alaska, running the floor right now. Gets it off to Darius Butler, who takes it between the legs, trying to find a way to get that dribble penetration. Kicks it out, rolls around on the floor. Vikings doing a really good job of double teaming. Brian Page gets another massive block there. Number 23, Nate Walker, went up for that shot, got knocked down as a result of the block. And Vikings knocked the ball out of bounds, and so the Timberwolves will retain the basketball. Number 1, Dylan Martin, will be entering the ball for the Timberwolves. Quick little entry pass to number 23, Nate Walker. Timberwolves are within 2 again. It looked like the Vikings are really wanting to take it in the side. Wow, beautiful. Kamen McCullough made the unselfish extra pass into Ryan Page, allowing him to score the higher percentage shot, taking the Vikings up by 4, 16-12 over the Timberwolves. Number 23 launches a long three. That's Mr. Nate Walker for the Timberwolves. Cuts the lead to 1, 16-15. Vikings lead the Timberwolves. Kyle Need brings it down to Brennan Westendorf. Kamen McCullough dribbling along the outside, looking inside to Ryan Page. Ryan Page passes it out to Kyle Neal, who slips and not able to grab that. Turnover, Vikings. Timberwolves ball. Tyler Adams of the Timberwolves is taking the floor general duties right now for the Timberwolves. Finds a wall, and Kyle Neal passes it over to number 23, Nate Walker, who has the hot hand for the Timberwolves. And the Timberwolves regain the lead, 17 over Big Bend, 16. Big Bend passing it back and forth along the outside, looking for that inside. Brendan Westendorf drives, passes, but stolen away by Tyler Adams of the Timberwolves. And the Timberwolves are coming down the floor. They swing it along the outside, get it over that hot hand, Nate Walker, and he scores another three-pointer. That puts the Timberwolves up by 4, 20-16 over the Timberwolves. Let's take a really quick break, and we'll be back right after this. And we're back. You're watching iFIBER 1 Sports. We are on the campus of Big Bend Community College watching the Vikings take on the Timberwolves of Blue Mountain Community College. On the virtue of some great shooting by Nate Walker of the Timberwolves, they have gone up over the Vikings with a score of Timberwolves 20, Vikings 16. Vikings Kevin Walker enters the ball into Brendan Westendorf, who passes it back to Kevin Walker, and we've got some really good passing going on outside. Number 10, Trevor Johnson, has entered the game for the Vikings, along with Brandon Funston returning to the game for the Vikings. Oh, nice block by the Vikings as they get the ball, and the running Vikings head down the court, trying to get something going. Brendan Westendorf tries to shoot a three. Looks like we have a Viking. Trevor Johnson, after just coming in the game, gets his first foul. It's the 5th team foul on the Vikings. Right now, the Vikings have 5 fouls, and the Timberwolves have 0 fouls. Timberwolves continue to work that outside perimeter game, waiting for something to come in the middle. Passing it. Oh, steal by Brendan Funston. But he gets tripped up, hits the floor kind of hard. And we are going to have the first Timberwolf foul. And that's going to go on number 1, Dylan Martin, creating the first team foul for the Timberwolves. You know, Brandon Funston rubbed his nose pretty hard against that floor, but it looks like he's okay as he gets the inbound pass from Brendan Westendorf, who now gets it back to Brendan Funston as they pass it back and forth across the top of the perimeter. Getting over to Kamen McColo, who decides to shoot a three. Misses that. And the rebound to the Timberwolves, number 1, Dylan Martin. Darius Butler connects from 3 points to extend the lead. Timberwolves 23, Vikings 16. Been some time since the Vikings has connected on a shot. Kamen McColo drives and misses a shot, rolls right off the front of the rim. Timberwolves work it in on the inside, taking it back out to that perimeter play. Darius Butler looking to drive inside. Dishes it off to number 15, who connects for a 2-point shot. And that's Brandon Housington of the Timberwolves, extending the lead to 9, 25-16 over the Vikings. Kevin Walker dribbles to the inside, gives a nice little head fake, but can't connect on the basket. Rebound to Blue Mountain. Number 5, Leroy Abram III. He's coming to us out of Sacramento, California, and he's keeps the ball to dribble up the top. Kevin Walker staying with him quite nicely, getting a little frustrated, thinking that he's going to be able to get some dribble penetration. He doesn't. Passes out to Darius Butler and to the hot hand to Kevin Walker, who misses one. But rebound to the Vikings. Brendan Westendorf stuffs it, gives him a little stink eye, and here come the running Vikings. 3-point attempt by the Vikings. Misses, but we have an away from the ball foul. It is going to be on number 23, Nate Walker. That'll be his first foul, 2nd team foul for the Timberwolves. Was away from the basket, and so the Vikings will be inbounding the ball. Number 3, Jawan Coleman for the Timberwolves, re-entering the game. Having a little of a conversation there at the bench, and looks like must have been a timeout called, but I haven't seen any mention of it. Oh, we've got some, I think we've got some blood on the floor, and that's what we'll do. So we're going to keep it right here a little bit because I don't think it's going to take them very long to get that blood cleaned up off the floor. And once they get that cleaned up off the floor, we'll be able to get this game going again. Score with 7:48 remaining in the first half. Big Bend Vikings 16, Blue Mountain Timberwolves 25. Big Bend will be entering the ball in. It'll be entered by number 10, Trevor Johnson. Kamen McColo receives the inbound pass, passes it inside to Westendorf, who gathers the ball. His little spin shot off the backboard and 2 points, bringing the Viking score up to 18. Timberwolves sitting at 25. Vikings are playing a man-to-man defense right now. Seeing if that can come to these hot hands. Looks like we are going to have Kevin Walker get called with a reaching foul. his first. It'll be the 6th team foul on the Vikings. The foul was away from the basket, so it'll be a non-shooting foul, and the Timberwolves enter the ball. Take it up top to set up for their play. Kevin Walker doing a nice job of harassing the guards out there. Number 3, Jaquan Coleman gets away from Brendan Westendorf and scores. Your score now, Big Bend Vikings 18, Blue Mountain Timberwolves 27. Extending it back up to a 9-point lead. Kevin Walker getting some passing going. We've got, as number 10, Trevor Johnson dribbles to the basket. He is fouled by number 3, Jaquan Coleman. His first, 3rd team foul. Trevor Johnson will be at the line to shoot 2. Trevor misses the first. Trevor Johnson does sink the second. Timberwolves ball. Jaquan Coleman back in the game, taking over the floor general duties for the Timberwolves. Running around the outside, gets it on the inside. Got another nice block by Kevin Walker of the Vikings, and the running Vikings are headed down the floor. Nice pass. Everybody thinks that there was a goaltend or a foul. Brendan Westendorf's shot just goes right over. The refs call a travel on number 3, Jaquan Coleman. But as you can hear, the crowd is pretty upset over the non-call of the goaltending or the foul, whichever you'd like it. Kyle Neal getting the inbound pass from Trevor Johnson. 3-point attempt by Kamen McCullough, just wide. Rebound, Timberwolves. Timberwolves taking a chance for a fast break. Jaquan Coleman gets the pass off to Dylan Martin. But as Dylan Martin went up, he was fouled by number 21, Kyle Neal. That is his 3rd foul. 7th team foul on the Vikings. This will be a 2-shot foul for Dylan Martin. Ryan Page heads over to the scorer's table. Looks like he's going to come in for Kyle Neal. And we also have number 23, Nate Walker, coming in for the Timberwolves, replacing Darius Butler. Dylan Martin looking to connect on the second half of his 2-shot foul. And he connects. Big Bend Vikings 19. Blue Mountain Timberwolves 28. 9-point lead continues to stay for the Timberwolves as they have picked up the defense quite a bit. Looks like they're also playing a man-to-man right now. Trevor Johnson with the shot and a miss. Rebound to the Timberwolves. Really like the way Kevin Walker's playing right now, really harassing, but Nate Walker has a really, really hot hand right now, and everything he puts up just seems to be going in. Again, inside to Ryan Page as he tries to go up with it, has it stripped away. Timberwolves coming down on a fast break. Gets it out to a 3-point shot, missed by Abrams. Number 3, Jaquan Coleman gets the rebound, goes back up, and is fouled. Kevin Walker gets his 2nd foul, and that is 18 fouls for the running Vikings. Trevor Johnson takes a rest, replaced by number 14, Brandon Funston. Jaquan Coleman at the line to shoot his 2 shots. Correct that, it was only a 1 shot. He makes that, gives us a score of Big Bend 19, Blue Mountain 33. Let's take a time to go to our sponsors, and we'll see you right after this. And welcome back. You're watching iFIBER 1 Sports. We are at the campus of Big Bend Community College, and tonight's contest is between the Big Bend Vikings and the Blue Mountain Timberwolves. Currently, the Blue Mountain Timberwolves lead the Vikings 33-19. Some hot hands of the Timberwolves. Nate Walker, who gets a steal, and he drives and scores another one, increasing that lead to 14, 35-19. Big Bend needs to settle down and to score some points. It's been quite a number of minutes that we have not scored. Brendan Westendorf drives in, misses the ball as a result of the rebound. Ball goes out of bounds. Vikings retain the ball. Brendan Westendorf to inbound the ball, lobs it to Page. Asking for it back. Ryan Page gets it back to Brendan Westendorf. Spin move and pretty shot. We need him to get more of those. Big Bend 21. Blue Mountain 35. Bring it back within 14. Big Bend Vikings really need to get a stop here. Joaquin Coleman really tries. Fast break. Gets it up to Kevin Walker. Kevin Walker scores it. Great pass to get it up the floor to Kevin Walker. Big Bend running a little bit of a press right here. We've got a charging foul on an offensive foul. It's like the offensive foul is on number 24, Shane Owens. That is his first, and it is the fourth team foul. Turnover, Viking ball. Brandon Funston passes it over to the top of the key to looking for a little give and go action here, but Brendan Westendorf keeps the ball, drives to the middle. His defenders leave him wide open. Can't do that, Timberwolves. He's going to score it. Vikings cut the lead to within 10. Vikings 25, Timberwolves 35. Oh, Joaquin Coleman with his second airball shot right there, working a little too hard. Turnover to the Vikings. Brendan Westendorf with the ball at the top of the key, dribbling, driving, lowers his shoulder. Ryan Page gets the rebound and the putback for 2 points. Back down into a single-digit lead. Big Bend Vikings 27, Blue Mountain Timberwolves 35. Darius Butler dribbles down the other way on a fast break and gets the basket, extending it back to a 10-point lead. Timberwolves 37, Vikings 27. Brandon Funston launches a three and not even close. Ball rolls out of bounds. Vikings will retain the ball. Timberwolves bring back in Abram III, and the Vikings bring back in Trevor Johnson. Trevor Johnson will inbound the ball. Gets it in to Kamen McCullough. He dribbles, gets it over to Brandon Westendorf. He dribbles inside. They call him for a travel. Was in the middle of three defenders right there. He feels he was fouled, but not so. Turnover to the Wolves. Vikings choose to press. It worked well last night against Douglas. Steal knocked away by Brendan Westendorf, retrieved by Ryan Page. Westendorf brings it down the middle, drives coast to coast, misses it, but Ryan Page there for the rebound. Doesn't get the rebound. And the ball goes off of number 24, Shane Owens. Vikings getting a break on the rebound there, and they will retain the ball. Number 15, Brandon Husington, entering the game for the Timberwolves. Brendan Westendorf to inbound the ball, gives a lob pass to Ryan Page. He looks back to give it back to Brendan, which he does. He drives, kicks it out to number 2, Kevin Walker. Nails the three-point shot and is headed to the line to attempt to make it a 4-point play. Big Bend 30, Blue Mountain 37. That was on number 5, Leroy Abram III, his first, making it 5 team fouls on the Timberwolves. Kevin Walker shoots and connects. That is a 4-point play by Mr. Walker. Big Bend needed that. Now let's see if they can do a little bit more with this press. Oh, almost worked there, but the Timberwolves come away with the ball and able to advance it over half court. Big Bend defending really well right now. Blue Mountain not able to keep a rebound to the Vikings. Brendan Westendorf brings it across half court. Gets it off to Kama McCullough, who's looking, dribbles, drives towards the middle. Looking for somebody to pass. Timberwolves doing a good job of denying those passing lanes. Almost stolen away by Nate Walker. Kevin Walker has the hot hand for the Vikings. For another three-pointer. Kevin Walker just working really, really hard. Timeout, Blue Mountain Timberwolves, as they are getting frustrated. We have got a full timeout. Big Bend Vikings 34, Blue Mountain Timberwolves 37. We have a 3-point game, folks. Let's take a break, and we'll be back right after this. Welcome back. You're watching iFIBER Wood Sports, and it has gotten hot here in the gym at Big Bend Community College as the Big Bend Vikings have went on a run where they were down at one point by 14. They have now brought it back within 3 points by the virtue of number 2, Kevin Walker of the Vikings, nailing 2 3-pointers and converting on a foul shot. 7 points back-to-back by Kevin Walker to bring this lead. As we come out of the timeout, we'll see what the Timberwolves have talked about to see if they're going to make any adjustments here. Timberwolves have advanced across half court. Number 3, Jacqueline Coleman, dribbling it. Big Ben keeping it a good way to keep it out on the outside perimeter here. Oh, we've got a steal by number 10, Trevor Johnson. And after the steal, drills it and takes it and scores it. We are now at a 1-point game as we have just 30 seconds left in the first half. Jacqueline Coleman dribbles it in and gets fouled as he connects on the shot. 2-point shot by Jacqueline Coleman. The foul is on number 10, Trevor Johnson, his second. That's the 19th foul for the Vikings. Jacqueline Coleman to shoot his penalty shot, which he misses, so only a 2-point play there. Trevor Johnson with the rebound gets it out to Brendan Westendorf, who gets it across half court. It looks like they are looking for the last shot as they go into a spread offense here. Brendan Westendorf looks like he gets it off to Kevin Walker. He's had that hot hand. Oh, Jacqueline Coleman tries to reach in front of Kevin Walker for the steal, but gets called for the foul. That's his second foul, and that is the 6th-team foul on the Timberwolves. Kevin Walker able to get it in and have a little issue. The clock didn't start on the inbounds there, and so the refs are going to have to go over and probably try to take some time off the clock. Sitting there talking at the middle, and we'll see what the refs decide. You know, the Vikings really turned it on there at the end of the first half and was able to cut a 14-point lead down to what now is a 3-point lead. Looks like they have taken a second and a half off the clock. 5.2 seconds left. Kevin Walker to bring it back in. Clock does start this time. Brendan Westendorf drives and shoots. No rebound and misses. And that is the end of the first half. We have a score of the Big Bend Vikings 36 and the Blue Mountain Timberwolves 39. This has been a game, you know, the first few points scored by the Timberwolves, but then the Vikings ran back, ended up taking a pretty good lead. The Timberwolves weren't intimidated by the Vikings, taking their own lead and extending that lead up to 14 points. But in the last couple minutes of the half there, Big Ben manned up and brought it down, and my goodness, Kevin Walker shot a long three-point shot from the left corner over there, getting fouled, being able to get a 4-point play. Next possession down the game, right from the top right elbow, took another three-point shot and drained it down the middle. Those 7 points helped bring him back within 3 points. And here we have our score of the Big Bend Community College Vikings 36 and the Blue Mountain Timberwolves 39. And welcome back. You're watching iFIBER 1 Sports, home of your local sports connection. I have been thinking during the halftime, and many of you may be thinking either Cody Johnson's voice has gotten a lot lower or somebody else is calling the game. My name is Casesy Smith, and I'm one of the newer members to the iFIBER 1 Sports team. And Cody is back at the studio working on the upgrade to the studio and to the news station, and he has turned over the taping to me and my son Merlin, who is on the camera, and we are sure glad to be with you. We are here on the campus of Big Bend Community College at the Big Bend Holiday Classic. Right now you've been watching the Big Bend Community College Vikings take on the Blue Mountain Community College Timberwolves. Right now the Timberwolves do have a 3-point edge on the Vikings, 39-36. You know, this is tape delayed. We will actually be back with you again tomorrow as we will tape the games of Big Ben's game, hopefully the championship game, but if not, at least the consolation game tomorrow. We will also be taping Moses Lake High School basketball tomorrow. And as I have mentioned, Moses Lake High School has been invited to the Big Bend Classic. Today they took on Pasco High School, where they were able to come away with a 66-54 win over the Pasco Bulldogs. And tomorrow they will also be playing again. This time they will be taking on the Hermanston High School. And we will be taping and bringing that one to you. iFIBER 1 Sports is your connection for all local sports. Not only are we here at the campus of Big Bend Community College, but we also tape sporting events at Ephrata High School, Moses Lake High School, and Soap Lake High School. We enjoy being your local connection to everything Columbia Basin. We are even going to be picking up some wrestling tournaments this year, so make sure that you're going to iFIBER1.com and check under the sports link to see the upcoming schedules of where we'll be, so that you can be watching your local high school if you are not here. You know, we'd encourage you to come down to the games, but if you can't, you can watch the games live on Channel 1 on the iFIBER 1 network, or you can watch them tape delayed, sometimes even live on iFIBER1.com. And here we go at the second half. It's the Timberwolves ball. Darius Butler gets the inbound pass into Jacqueline Coleman. Quick foul right after the bat. Kyle Neal closely guarded Jacqueline Coleman, and the ref thought that he was guarding him a little too close. And the refs aren't necessarily paying attention to the inbounds there, and Kyle has to stay back in the game. Has to keep very careful, having 4 fouls here at the beginning. Timberwolves start with a 3-point shot. They miss that. Kyle Neal gets the rebound and being pretty rough on him. And got another foul here, this time on the Timberwolves. That is Jawan Coleman. That is his 3rd foul. The first team foul for the Timberwolves in this second half. So it looks like we're not going to be any short of physicality here in the second half as these two teams get on it. Kane McCullough takes a shot from outside, and just a 2-point shot, but keeps it at a 1-point game. Big Bend 38, Blue Mountain 39. Jacqueline Coleman gets some penetration in there, and 2-point shot, increasing the lead to 3, 41-38. Timberwolves lead. Brendan Westendorf continues where he left off, shooting basket off there, off the left elbow. Continuing back into a 1-point game. Rebound to Kevin Walker, gets it out to Brandon Funston, over to Brendan Westendorf, who continues it on to Kaven McCullough. That time he was back far enough for a 3-point shot. Big Bend gets the lead back as they lead 43-41 over the Blue Mountain Timberwolves. Number 1, Eli Howland, is bringing up the ball and slipped and gets a traveling call. Turnover to the Vikings. Vikings have the opportunity to extend their lead to 4. Entering the game for the Wolves is number 20, Tyler Adams. And Darius Butler will take a rest early in the game. His coach goes over to him and giving him some one-on-one attention there. Brendan Westendorf drives, kicks out to Kevin Walker, who gets a pass inside. Ryan Page goes up for the shot. It goes in, but there's a foul called on the floor, so the shot will not count. And so it'll be Vikings will keep the ball. Kevin Walker will look at getting lost, and Darius Butler, after his conversation with coach, returns to the game, replacing a dejected Wolf player. It's number 3, Jaquan Coleman. Looks like he's getting some personal attention from coach there. Kaven McCullough drives from the outside and gets that 2-point shot. Extends the Viking lead to 4. The Vikings' pressure has worked really well, and they've really turned up the defense right there, giving them all they can give. Darius Butler drives down the baseline and connects on a 2-point shot to keep the game close, and it is a 2-point lead for the Vikings, 45-43 over the Timberwolves. Brandon Westendorf drives and shoots it right over the top of Nate Walker of the Timberwolves. 2-point basket. Timberwolves break the press right there, get it up. Ryan Page gets in the way of that. Rebound to the Timberwolves. 3-point shot. Good. Number 20, Tyler Adams, cuts the lead to 1 point for the Vikings. Brendan Westendorf gets it down to Kamen McCullough. He's feeling his hot hand. That was an NBA 3 right there. Extends the lead back to 4 points. Big Bend Vikings 50. Blue Mountain Timberwolves 46. Blue Mountain's having some success breaking the press, but not connecting on the play. Brendan Funston gets a long pass on the fast break. Connects for 2 points. Timeout. Blue Mountain Timberwolves. Looks like they're going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. You are watching iFIBER 1 Sports. We are here on the campus of Big Bend College at the Big Bend Holiday Classic, where your Big Bend Community College Runnin' Vikings are up 52-46 over the Blue Mountain Timberwolves. You know, I am really liking the look. The Vikings have gotten some new uniforms this year. Today, obviously, you can see that they have the gray uniforms with green numbers and bright neon green shoes. I think at this point, we're going to take a quick timeout. They've extended to a full timeout. We'll be back with you in just a moment. And we're back. You're watching iFIBER 1 Sports, and this has turned into a game. A really good contest between two NWAC opponents who will actually see each other 2 times more later on in regular season play. But currently, the Big Bend Vikings are up on the Blue Mountain Timberwolves 52-46. Timberwolves broke the press again, and they've got their own 3-point shooter, but Number 20, Tyler Adams, cannot connect that time. Cayman McCullough has had the hot hand here in the second half. Dribbled it in. Nobody decided to guard him, and he says, okay, I'll take the shot. Extending the lead to 8 for the Vikings, 54-46. Timberwolves break the press again, get it down, but they're not able to get down fast enough before the Vikings are able to reset on their defense. Vikings doing really well. Looks like we've got a foul called. Ryan Page gets his first foul of the night. That will be the second team foul for the Vikings here in the second half. Timberwolves get ready to inbound the ball. Another whistle. We got an offensive foul, though. Looks like it's on number 23, Nate Walker. That's his second. That will be the third team foul on the Timberwolves here in the second half. Vikings get ready. Nate McCullough with the hot hand is taking over the point guard duties for the Vikings as he brings it across half court. Gets a screen by Ryan Page, brings it around, dumps it off to Brandon Funston, who gets it to Brendan. And we got a blocking foul as number 4, Brendan Westendorf, heads into the key, and Wolves think they got a charge, but the refs see it a different way. And blocking foul, so that is the 4th team foul for the Timberwolves. Vikings get the ball in to Brendan Westendorf, gets it over to Cayman McCullough, who drives to the middle. Little floater off, and oh yeah! Rebound, Ryan Page stuffs it through the net. So good to see Ryan Page up and playing. Having a little bit of a back issues, but you know, the way he got air and dunked that ball in, doesn't look like his back has bothered him too much. Vikings take a 10-point lead, Big Bend 56. But as I speak, Darius Butler connects on a 2-point play to cut it back to 8, and the Timberwolves are at 48. Brendan Westendorf getting it out to Brandon Funston, back to Westendorf. Lobs it in to Page. Page kicks it out to Kevin Walker. Fakes, gets it inside. Big Ben looking for the high percentage shot. And there goes Brandon Funston with the easy put in from the pass of Kevin Walker. Big Ben easily gets back on this fast break here, giving the Blue Mountain Timberwolves everything they want here in the second half. Timberwolves are looking a little bit confused. Starting to jack another threes. You know, Tyler Adams made one, and now he thinks he can make them all, and he's missed 2 consecutive. We've got a charging foul called on Kevin Walker. That is going to be Kevin's 3rd personal. And that will be the 3rd team foul for the Vikings. Timberwolves have brought in Jeff Bartley, number 21. Looks like they're going a little bit deeper into their bench right now to see if they can come up with an answer to the Vikings, as the Vikings are ahead by 10, 58-48 over the Timberwolves. Some really close-to-close pressure here by the Vikings, and the refs don't like how close this is. And Brandon Funston gets his 2nd foul, a closely guarded foul. So that's 2 fouls for him, and that is 4 team fouls in the second half for the Vikings. Number 20 gets the ball in to 24. He tries another 3-pointer, bricks another one. So for some reason, coach of Blue Mountain thinks that this guy's going to get it in. Number 21, Jeff Bartley, gets his first. It's going to be a 5th team foul on the Blue Mountain Timberwolves. And Coach Poth is going to call a full timeout. You're watching iFIBER One Sports. Let's take a minute to thank our sponsors, and we will be back in just a moment. And welcome back, basketball fans, to Big Bend Community College. to where the Big Bend Vikings lead the Blue Mountain Timberwolves 58-48. You are watching iFIBER 1 Sports. This broadcast is being taped and we rebroadcast at a later date, but we are bringing it to you now, live as I am watching it. And Ryan Page gets the assist of Brendan Westendorf for 2 points. 60 points now for the Big Bend Vikings to the 48 points for the Timberwolves. Timberwolves really looking confused right now, not knowing what has happened. And this press really seems to work. Coach talked about that he did the press against Douglas College last night, and they finished up the half with the press, and they brought the press in here on the second half, and it's really given them an opportunity to get a 12-point lead. We do have a Viking foul right now. Number 14, Brandon Funston. This is his third foul, and this is the 5th team foul for the Vikings. This sends Darius Butler to the line to shoot 2. Butler misses his first as he gets set to shoot the second of his free throws. Kamen McCullough has really come on for the Vikings. Brandon Funston gets the rebound off a miss. Darius Butler misses both of his shots. Kamen McCullough flips it out to the top. Big Ben working along the outside. Funston hands it off to McCullough. McCullough thinks about going inside, comes back outside, dribbles around. Playing kind of a motion offense, passes to Ryan Page, who drops it through his legs. Turnover, Timberwolves ball. Timberwolves now have it over on the left-hand side. Darius Butler travels. Can't pick up that foot before you start dribbling. Refs caught it. Turnover to the Big Bend Vikings. Brandon Funston inbounds the ball to Brendan Westendorf. Calls the play, brings it down. Looking to pass, looking to get inside, looking to get into Ryan. Ryan's calling for it, saying give it. They pass it off to Kamen McCullough, who brings it back out top to get things reset. 15 seconds on the shot clock. He drives all the way from the outside. Nobody steps in front of him, and he connects on 2 points. Big Bend 62, Blue Mountain 48. Blue Mountains hit their own dry spell. Big Bend had theirs in the first half and hasn't been much of it now. Ryan Page goes up to try to swat it and misses, and he fouls number 21, Jeff Bartley. Jeff Bartley will be at the line to shoot 2. This is Ryan Page's second foul, and is the 6th team foul for the Vikings. Jeff Bartley shooting his first, connects on it, right down the middle. Number 5, Leroy Abram III, entering the game, replacing Shane Owens. Bartley back to shoot his second shot. Connects on that one. Early in the second half, number 23, Nate Walker, had the hot hand. He returns to the game for the Timberwolves. Kamen McCullough, point guard for this play as he brings it down. Gets set for the same, looks like he's calling the same play that it was. Ryan Page, oh, he just delivers it straight in. His isolation play for Caleb McCullough, and nobody wants to step in front of him, and we'll take those 2 points all day long. Oh, there's kind of a reaching for the ball, and looks like Kevin Walker is going to get called for his 4th personal, and that is going to put the that is the 7th team foul on the Vikings, which is going to put the Timberwolves in a bonus situation. Nate Walker at the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Kyle Neal entering the game. He's got to be really careful. He likes to get in there and mix it up, but he is entering the game with 4 fouls, and so Big Ben's gone pretty tall right now. We got the point guard of Kamen McCullough sitting back in the back, and we've got 4 forwards in there right now. It's a 1-and-1 situation, so Nate Walker connected on his first. Everybody else headed down the court, and they got to come on back for the second of the 1-on-1 shot. They're resetting, and he lets it go away and gets down the middle. Not surprising. He's got a very high percentage shot. Got a very pretty shot there. Kamen McCullough brings it back down again. Try to go for the same thing. He kicks it back out to Brendan Westendorf, who takes it in the middle. Spins, shoots, scores! Extends the lead to 14 of their own. At one time, the Timberwolves led by 14. Now it's Big Ben's turn to lead by 14. Shot attempted by the Timberwolves, missed. Rebound. Brandon Funston gets it out to Brendan Westendorf, who brings it down the left-hand side. Ryan Page setting up for a give-and-go screen. Not quite there. Kyle Neild drives in, but he is fouled by number 1, Dylan Martin. That's his second foul. That is the 6th team foul on the Timberwolves. So the next foul for the Timberwolves will put the Vikings in a 1-on-1 situation. Meanwhile, Vikings entering the ball in. They send it way up top to Kamen McCullough, who decides to drive it all the way in. Dishes it off to Ryan Page, who scores it right off the top, misses it, grabs his own rebound, shoots again, misses. Ball is tipped out by number 1, Dylan Martin. They will give the ball to the Big Bend Vikings. Dylan Martin disagrees that he was the last one touching the ball, but the men in black and white are getting ready to give it back to Brandon Funston, who's going to inbound the ball. Gets it into Brendan Westendorf, who kicks it out to Kyle Neild. Thinks about a three-point shot, drives in. His blocked. Kyle Neild, his shot is blocked. Ball picked up by Dylan Martin, and then there's another Big Bend foul. And we're headed to the line again for another 1-on-1. That foul was called on number 14, Brendan Funston. That is his 4th foul. So the Vikings right now have 3 players with 4 personal fouls. There's 18 fouls in the second half for the Vikings. Brendan Funston is going to sit, and Trevor Johnson enters the game. Dylan Martin makes the first one. All players understand it's a 1-on-1. They all stay there. Kamen McCullough standing down by the bench, getting some instructions, waiting for possibly a cherry-pick pass. Oh, number 1 misses it. The rebound is knocked out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. Looks like Kyle Neild will enter in the ball to Brendan Westendorf, who brings it down the right side, passes it off to Kamen McCullough, who dribbles around the outside. This time they decide to stay in front of him. Pulls out for a three-point shot, misses it, but saves it in just to gets it to Dylan Martin, who has nobody by him, and just sends it off the backboard for a miss. Here come the running Vikings. Oh, yeah! Slam dunk from Ryan Page by virtue of an assist from Brendan Westendorf. And that is what I call Viking basketball. Timberwolves come, and in the excitement, they call a foul on Brendan Westendorf. Darius Butler heads to the line to shoot 1-on-1. That's 9 team fouls for the Vikings. The foul is on number 4, Brandon Westendorf. Good news is that is only his 2nd foul, but it is the 9th team foul for the Vikings. Next foul will put the Timberwolves into a double bonus. Darius Butler is able to connect on both of his free throws there. Score is now Big Bend Vikings 68, Blue Mountain Timberwolves 55. Ryan Page goes up and gets fouled. He'll be headed to the line to shoot 2. That foul's on number 23, Nate Walker. 3rd foul for him. 7th team foul for Blue Mountain. So now both teams will be in the bonus the rest of the game. Ryan Page lines up for his first of 2. Drills it right down the middle. You know, I've had a chance to get to know Ryan Page over the past year and a half as he comes into my regular full-time job. I run the cafeteria here at Big Bend, and he's just such a good young man that I'm glad to see him coming back from his injury and really able to contribute strongly to this team. He's one of the team leaders, and like I said, he played on the team last year, and he's going to be an important part of the team this year. Timberwolves ball, number 5, Leroy Abram III drives it in. Vikings commits a foul. That is the third foul for Trevor Johnson, and that is now the 10th team foul for the Vikings. Leroy Abram III is shooting 2 shots, misses his first one, and now he's getting ready for his second shot. Misses them both. Rebound to Kyle Neal, who gets it out to Brendan Westendorf, who gets it over to Kayman McCullough. Kayman McCullough being a real spark in this second half, really dribbling the ball. There's no shot called as he goes up and misses it, but there is a foul. Darius Butler gets the foul on that, a pushing foul. That's his first foul, 8th team foul for the Timberwolves, but that puts Kayman at the line to shoot 1 and 1. Drills his first one. Been a really nice spark for the game, Kayman McCullough has. Gets set for his second shot. True to form, drills it right through the middle. Timberwolves inbound the ball, and Big Ben, seeing their lead increase to 71-55 over the Timberwolves, has backed off the press a little bit. The Timberwolves still trying to get to that 3-point shot. Darius Butler bricks a shot from 3. Kayman McCullough brings in the ball, calls for the pick and roll. Shoots the 3 off the edge. Kyle Neal gets the rebound. Skyhook right off the front of the rim. Rebound Timberwolves. Timberwolves have numbers. Here they go. Darius Butler drives it, scores 2 points. Big Bend Vikings 71, Blue Mountain Timberwolves 57. Trevor Johnson having the ball at the top of the key, gets it over to Ryan Page. Looks like they're trying to spread the defense a little bit. Everybody getting out on the perimeter, play a little bit of a passing game on the perimeter, and looks like we have a foul away from the ball. The foul is on number 5, Leroy Abram III, and that is his second foul. And that is his 19th foul, so Brendan Westendorf will be at the line to shoot 1 and 1. He also shoots and scores, drains it right through the middle there, nothing but net on that shot. As Westendorf sets up for his second. Right off the rim, bricks that one. Big Bend Vikings 72, Blue Mountain Timberwolves 57. Timberwolves bring it up. Number 5 drives it in. Nice job by Leroy Abraham III. Really trying to start something for his team here, taking the ball and driving it in. Gets 2 points off of that. Score is now Big Bend 72, Blue Mountain 59. Ryan Page gets it on the inside, a hook shot just off the backboard. Here comes the Timberwolves again. They get a fast break. 2-point shot good by Dylan Martin. Lays it up and in. Big Ben, Brendan Westendorf brings it in. Calls for the screen from Ryan. He thinks about shooting it, gets it over to Kyle Neal. Kyle Neal wants to shoot the 3 but doesn't. Dribbles it to the middle, gets it off to Trevor Johnson, who passes it off over to Brendan Westendorf. They pull it out, using as much time off the clock as they can. Big Bend with an 11-point lead right now, 72-61. Brendan Westendorf gets it to roll around the rim and drops in for 2, increasing the lead to 13. Big Bend 74, Blue Mountain 61. Rebound got by Nate Walker, puts it back up, gets a 2-point shot in. Cuts the lead to 11 points, 74-63 in favor of the Big Bend Vikings. Big Ben brings across court. Kyle Neal, still, they're not sitting on him. They don't think he's going to take that 3-point shot. He's not fooling anybody. He dribbles in. I could hear the foul all the way up here, but nothing called, but points scored by Kyle Neal. Timberwolves bring the ball across half court. Kevin Walker getting set to come back in. Number 20. Well, there he goes. He's 2 for 4, at least since I've been watching it. That was a three-point shot by Tyler Adams. We've got a 30-second timeout, and we'll take it. You're watching iFIBER 1 Sports. Welcome back. You're watching iFIBER 1 Sports. We are here at Big Bend Community College watching tonight's contest between the Big Bend Running Vikings and the Blue Mountain Timberwolves. And the Running Vikings have just done that. They have established themselves with a 10-point lead. Right now, Big Bend Vikings are up on the Blue Mountain Timberwolves 76-66. This team that's been out there. Kevin Walker's entered back into the game. He had to go out with 4 fouls, and so got 2 people on the floor now with 4 fouls. One of those being Kyle Neild, who drives in and gets a 2-point lay-in. 78-66, Big Bend Vikings on top. Blue Mountain going around the... We've got an offensive call, a push-off on Darius Butler, and turnover to the Vikings. Number 24, Shane Owens, entering the game for the Timberwolves. Kyle Neild will look to inbound the ball for the Vikings to Kevin McCullough, who I think has been pretty much the star of the second half, although we've had a couple spectacular dunks by Mr. Ryan Page. Kevin McCullough passes it off to Trevor Johnson, who dribbles along the top, looking to settle things up, backing it out. The Vikings trying to use as much time as possible off that clock to get this game completed. Some good passing, but as you may have passed, Kyle Neild. Timberwolves didn't think that he could do it, but he nails a 3-pointer from the top of the key. That increases Big Bend's lead. Big Bend 81, Blue Mountain 66. Kevin McCullough, floor generaling for the Big Bend Vikings right now. He's doing an excellent job at point guard. Kevin Walker gets it into Ryan Page, who shoots and misses. Kevin Walker gets the rebound. Shortest guy out on the court comes away with the rebound. But you know what? That's how hard he works. Foul is called as Kevin Walker goes in. I thought it could be a jump ball, but looks like they're calling it on... They're calling it on Ryan Page, a push-off, and that's good for Kevin Walker, because who I thought it on. That's going to be on Ryan's 3rd personal foul. Timberwolves are in the double bonus, and Nate Walker will shoot for his 2 points. Okay, the ref right now is concerned that the game is starting to get a little rough out there. Gives the boys some instructions to take it easy here in the last 5 minutes of the game. Nate Walker sets up to shoot his first of 2, makes the first. Brendan Westendorf comes in and gives Ryan Page a rest. And that could be the last we see of Ryan Page. You know, coach looking to give him a rest, but we'll see what happens. Big Bend Vikings are playing really well right now and have a considerable lead. Nate Walker misses his second, rebound to Kyle Neild. Big Bend Vikings 81, Blue Mountain Timberwolves 67. Kyle McCullough shoots a pass, passes it into Kyle Neild, and he gets mugged. Looks like they're going to call it on number 24, his 3rd foul. Have not been a shortage of physical play here tonight at the gym, but you know what? That's what the game of basketball is doing. Get in, mix it up, and see who comes out on top. And right now, the Big Bend Vikings are on top, 81-67 over those Blue Mountain Timberwolves. Kyle Neild at the line to shoot his first of 2. Vikings being in the double bonus. Both teams are in the double bonus now, so each non-shooting foul will be 2 shots. Kyle connects on both of them, true down the middle, increasing the lead to 83-67 over those Blue Mountain Timberwolves. Joaquin Coleman gets back to the game, must have got back into the good graces of coach. Number 20, there he goes. Another 3-pointer right there, Tyler Adams. You know, I don't know if he's quite 50% from the three-point line, but that's definitely why he's in there. Kamen McCullough tries to answer with his own three-point shot. Rebound to the Timberwolves, and they fast break down for a Nate Walker lay-in. 2 points. They cut the lead to 11 points. Big Bend 83, Blue Mountain 72. Running Vikings still looking to slow things down a little bit, take some time off the clock. Kyle Neal passes it in to Kay McCullough, but he dribbles it out. It looks like they're looking to kill the time till about 15 seconds on the shot clock. Charging foul called on Nate McCullough. You know, and I think I'm going to have to agree with the refs on that one. The Blue Mountain player was there for quite a while, but being a player control foul, they will not be a shooting foul. That is Kamen McCullough's first foul. Blue Mountain brings the ball across half court. Joaquin Coleman dribbling it to the right side. Players landing on the floor left and right. Still a physical game. They get it out to number 20, who's their three-point shooter. Nate Walker passes it out to number 5, who airballs it. Rebound by Brendan Westendorf. He's been, you know, there's a lot of these Vikings. If I was having to choose a player of the game right now, I don't think I'd be able to do it, because at different points in this game, different players have stepped up. You know, I'll have to look at the stats and maybe get back to you tomorrow on who the player of the game is going to be, because, you know, Brendan Westendorf has spent a lot of time in the game, has really worked on, got a lot of assists. Kyle Neal makes a 2-point shot right there. You know, and Kima McCullough comes in at the end of the end of the first half and has played all of this second half here with his 3-point shots. You know, as Big Ben sees a 13-point lead of 85-72, Kevin Walker has worked his tail off, made some key points. You know, I just don't know if I can really name a player of the game at this point. But you know what? That's why Big Ben has had the success that they've had, is because they're playing as a team sport. They don't have just one person that's doing things. Kevin Walker dribbles it in, loses it. Kyle Neal picks up the scraps and connects on 2 points, increasing the lead to 15, 87-72 over the Timberwolves. Number 20, Tyler Adams, connects on that 3-point shot. Coach Poth looks like he's going to be sending in, you know, some of the players that, you know, the practice players that don't get much time with this lead here. And we'll be seeing one of Moses Lake's own, Bryce Perez. Man, he's a freshman out of Moses Lake High School, and he's entering in the game right now, replacing Kyle Neal. And we also have freshman Cameron Sanchez, Copper Hills High School out of South Jordan, Utah, also entering the game. These gentlemen don't get to see much playing time in the game, but, you know, with a comfortable lead right now, Coach Poth says, hey, let's get these young guys some experience, and let's see how they do. Nate Walker misses a 3-point shot. We're going to leave Brendan Westendorf in to run the floor right now with these young guys out here. He delivers it and gets stuffed by Nate Walker, as he was thinking that he was going to do some showtime and dunk it. But Nate Walker was ready for it, and they're going to say that Nate Walker knocked it out of bounds. Vikings will retain possession. Sanchez enters the ball into Kamen McCullough, who brings it out and drives it back in. Oh. Kamen McCullough dishes it off to Moses Lake's own Bryce Perez, who gets to go to the line to shoot 2. It's always a nice treat when you're able to see locals getting in the game. He lines up for his first free throw. Right down the middle. Points on the board for Moses Lake's own Perez. Number 10, Chris Randall out of Pocatello, Idaho, enters the game for the Timberwolves. And We have a technical foul called. Not sure why. I was checking the score. Technical foul was called on the Vikings, one of the Vikings players. Looks like it was so this Coach Post sits here and is asking to find out why the technical foul was called, and it looks like it was the result of a high five with somebody coming in and somebody going out, and not quite sure what that technical foul was for, but Tyler Adams of the Timberwolves connects on both the technical fouls, bringing the lead back to 11. That break in the action, Bryce Perez was not able to connect on his second free throw shot after a little bit of a timeout there. Timberwolves have the ball. Big Ben continues to keep their 11-point lead. We got an air ball by the Timberwolves. Big Ben Vikings bring in the ball. We got some substitutions for the Timberwolves as they bring in some more shooters into the game, or defenders. It looks like they're full court pressing right now. Kicked out of bounds by Dylan Martin. Vikings will keep the ball. Full court press for the Timberwolves right now. With a minute left in the game, they were able to steal it. Nate Walker. Charging foul called on Nate Walker. Nice job by the freshman, Cameron Sanchez. He stood his ground and took the charge. Player control foul, so there will be no shots. 57 seconds left in the game as Big Ben just tries to finish this one out. They nicely have handled this one. They've got an 11-point lead right now, 88-77. Kamen McCullough gets a breakaway and 2 points, 90-77 right now. Timberwolves bring in the ball. Get it across full court there. Shot missed by Jacqueline Coleman. Pressing a little bit right here. They get down. Quarterback pass by Brandon Funston goes way long. Close to a field goal there as he jaws with his players, but Polk really doesn't want things to we have 30 seconds left in the game. Big Ben Vikings 90, Blue Mountain Timberwolves 77. Timberwolves bringing it down, trying to make the most out of the seconds they have left, and another three-point shot miss. Rebound Timberwolves. And we've got a jump ball that is actually called a foul. And they're going to call that on Brandon Funston, and that's going to be his fifth. And so with 18.3 seconds left in the game, Brandon Funston is going to take a seat. Trevor Johnson thought he was done for the night, but gets to come back in. And some more technicalities there by the refs, really trying to impart something on them. And Darius Butler connects on the first of two. Lines up for his second. Makes his second. 79 points for the Timberwolves, 90 points for Big Ben. Timberwolves are still pressuring right now with 12 seconds left in the game. Sanchez gets it over to the other freshman, Bryce Perez, who gets stuffed. Darius Butler pulls up, trying for air balls, a three-point shot, and that's the game. Your Big Ben Vikings move on to the championship round tomorrow with a score of 90 to the Blue Mountain Timberwolves 80. We have lots of games going on here at Big Ben tomorrow, but the championship game will be Saturday at 2 o'clock, where the Big Bend Vikings will be taking on Skagit Valley.